Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Thursday, the 10th of October, 2024. In today's Millwall news, not a lot, but we do have a little bit. We'll start off with this from southernnews.co.uk. Obviously, Thursday, they're published on Thursday. If you see it out and about when you're in your newsagents or your local supermarket, maybe pick up a copy. Being in the football industry for so long gives us a unique insight. Millwall duo explore referee training. Now, this isn't news. I mentioned this before, and I wondered how long it would take before we got an interview about it. But it looks like that's what's going on now. So yeah. So footballers and referees do not always see eye to eye. For 90 minutes, they are usually at odds with each other. Referees try to impose the laws of the game, while footballers try to bend or break them to gain an advantage. Angry footballers crowding a referee to get a decision overturned is an all too common sight at football games. In response to an escalating number of incidents of dissent, referees have started to hand out more and more yellow cards to players and managers. Clearly, the relationship between the two sides could be better. Millwall defenders Wes Harding and Murray Wallace want to help bridge that divide. They participated in an initiative sponsored by the Professional Footballers Association, the PFA, and the Professional Game Match Officials Limited, PGMOL, that offers current players the chance to explore a career in refereeing after they hang up their boots. They undertook a short course that gave them an overview of what a referee does and has to know, and gave them the option of doing a further 3-year course that would see them become a fully licensed referee on successful completion. If all goes well, they could potentially referee some of their current teammates' games. Wallace and Harding sat down with News at Den to explain why they decided to take the course and what they've learned. The course was announced in June, but both players were intrigued by the prospect of refereeing before that. They saw it as a way to stay part of football after their playing careers have ended. Harding has been in communication with the referees for years about the nature of their role. When he received an email from the PFA inviting him on the course, he decided to take the plunge. I want to stay in football after the end of my career, so I want to look into as many different avenues as possible, Harding said. Coaching, refereeing, maybe upstairs in the boardroom, I just want to get a taste for loads of different things. See what I have the biggest appetite for, and, go from there. Both think their experience as footballers has given them a useful perspective for the role. Every week we've got referees, and sometimes you have good ones, sometimes you have some bad ones. Wallace said that. What I just said, but in Scottish. From the brief course that we've done, it's a very difficult job, and I'm of the belief that being in the football industry for so long gives us a kind of unique insight. Hopefully, would allow us to be able to become good referees. However, being a referee does not suit everyone. It requires a thick skin and the ability to lay down the law to unruly footballers. Harding thinks he has the personality for it. I'm quite disciplined and driven person anyway, and I think my characteristics, just align with being a referee, Harding said. The other guys will tell you that I think it suits me. It also requires a keen attention to detail and the ability to constantly be aware of what is going on. Referees not only have to police the match, but also have to be positioned perfectly at all times and ensure everything runs smoothly. There are so many little things that you don't actually think about. It was really eye-opening. You have to be switched on as a referee, at halftime, players kind of relax for 15 minutes and then they go back again. But, the referees have got to do timekeeping and then be ready to go again. If there's a break in play and a substitution's being made, again, as a player, you can relax. But as an official, you need to be ensuring that things are done properly. And it's literally non-stop for a minimum of 100 minutes. During the course, they learned a range of obscure and arcane rules, some of which they had never heard of before. Harding was flabbergasted to learn that if a free kick somehow goes into the kicking team's goal, rather than an own goal being awarded, a corner is given. While both players were already aware the life of a referee is not easy, learning just how tricky the role is gave them a little more perspective about their occasional adversary. Going in and doing a course and seeing in even more detail, what's been involved in being a referee, you can sympathise with them a little bit more, Wallace said. Perhaps that will soon be put to the test. Indeed. So, moving on to this from the official website, we've had pictures from training from the first team, and the official site seems to be much like the rest of us, scrambling. You know, what are we going to put up today? Have we got anything to post today? Yeah, they've got some pictures from under 21s and under 18s training. So, a joint session with the under 21s and under 18 players took place at the Calmont Road on Thursday morning. Take a look at Millwall FC's gallery from the session below. I believe that is Jet Dyer. That's Eladin O'Boyle. So interesting. So obviously under 21, he's got a squad number, as in a number regarding like the first team squad, but he's not part of the first team. And this is under 18 player. He's got his initials on his shirt. EO dash or apostrophe B. That's Eladin O'Boyle, under 18 player. That is, I believe, Jacob Prozwozny. So he doesn't have a squad number. I don't know who that is. That is Rafiq Lamptey in the foreground. The goalkeeper is Dylan Adai. I think that might be Carl Smith there on the left-hand side, and again, Jet Dyer there. Not sure who that is. Oh, there's Paul Robinson there. And Chris Perry over on the right-hand side, it looks like. Yeah, not sure who they are. I should know who that is. Is that George Baker? No, is it George Baker? I'm not too sure, but there you go, we're back around again. So there you go. And there was supposed to be a under 21 game on Monday the 14th, but it was, I believe, behind closed doors. But that's been moved, much like these games do get moved. And this is from millfc.co.uk. The matches of the under 21s. The next game is a big one, but it's 3 weeks. So they're going 3 weeks from game to game. They had a game on the 1st of October, and the next game is on the 22nd against the top of the table Charlton Athletic. Although, as I said in a previous video, it looks like the only reason they're top of the table in the south, they've played all the northern teams, and the northern teams seem to be not very good except for one, which I think is Sheffield United. The rest of the northern teams, not very good. And Charlton have been steamrolling them, and they've found themselves at the top of the table. So this is going to be a big game. It's going to be at the Mills training ground. So we'll see how that goes. So it's usually, these games are usually at the Den or at Dartford, and they're usually well attended. It's pretty decent games as well, to be fair. So yeah, that's coming up in a couple of weeks. A long way away. Now we're going to finish by looking at this. This was actually posted a month ago. I've only just seen it today. It's about the new training ground. This is from sevenoaks.gov.uk. It's a planning application site. So I told you in a previous video that there had been a report, because Mill have to do a report every year about what they're doing and what they've done in regards to the community benefit stuff that they said they were going to do. And then that report needs to get signed off by the people at Sevenoaks Council. And we now have it signed off. We got the report before. I showed you that online. That was, I believe, where it says it's dated here, the 5th of June. So you can see there's a reference for it, and there's the date. And then what it is, it says here, details of community benefit plan and economic development strategy with respect to blah, blah, blah. But here's an interesting thing. So it says, for a training academy facility for the following year. For the following year. So everyone's kind of being a bit, oh no, they haven't started building a training ground yet. What's going on? Why? Oh no, they've changed their mind. They can't do it anymore. It's too expensive. They might be going somewhere else. Oh. According to this, they had to get all of this signed off first anyway. Because it says here for the following year. And this is dated 2023. So I think they actually had to fulfill these obligations before they were allowed legally to start building. So maybe coming up soon, I don't know, in a couple of months or so, we might see maybe like a photograph of the shovel going into the ground, of maybe this I don't know, maybe James Berylson himself, or the new guy. I forgot his name. Obviously, I know who Steve Kavanagh is. I forgot the new guy's name. Then with a shovel and a hard hat and say, "Hey, look, we started to build it." But yeah, so it looks like they had to do this. So permission is sought to discharge details related to the community development plan and economic development strategy covering the period of the 1st of July 2024 to the 30th of June 2025. This is in relation to Schedule 1 Clause 2 and Schedule 2 Clause on the Section 106 legal agreement for the application 22-01961 FUL. Planning history: the construction of a training academy facility, a groundskeeper building and a security building, an indoor pitch and an outdoor football pitches, including an artificial football pitch and associated training areas, car and cycle parking, and hard and soft landscaping. New access to Falcon Road that was granted. And then the overall Section 106 agreement included the following things that Mill will need to do: community benefit plan for the district and West Kingsdown in particular, an economic development strategy to maximise opportunities for residents of Sevenoaks District for employment, skills, training and volunteering, funds to improve the public right-of-way to Hever Road, West Kingsdown, travel plan monitoring, and shuttle bus as part of an overall travel plan. And these are the restrictions. Obviously, everyone says we live in a capitalist economy. Well, no, actually, we live in a mixed economy. You cannot just do what you want to do if you have money. You have to jump through all these hoops, and then they tell you, they literally dictate to you what you can and can't do, and that's what's happening here. With the Section 106 for Mill have to do all of these things. They can't just do what they want. And you can see here, so there was some consultations on the report that Mill will put out. No objection from them, no objection, the other one didn't even comment. So, the appraisals, what happened? So, the purpose of this application is to discharge the details relevant to Schedule 1 Clause 2, Schedule 2 Clause 1 of the Section 106 legal agreement for Mill's training ground. There are for the community benefit plan and economic development strategy, respectively. The Section 106 agreement details how the first community benefit plan must be approved by Sevenoaks District Council within 6 months of the commencement of the development. The first plan was submitted and subsequently granted in June 2023, and this was prior to the commencement of works, which is acceptable. The current plan is also prior to any commencement of works, and details for the next year of proposed community proposals across the following quarters, as you can see there. The Section 106 details how the club are required to provide updated community benefit plans to the council for its approval annually, which shall take account of the findings set out in the CBP monitoring report provided pursuant to paragraph 3 of this schedule. The proposals outlined in the plan detail the measures actions taken since the acquisition of the site by the club. The plan also outlines a continuation of many of these measures over the next 12 months, as well as detailing new actions. There appears to have already been reasonable amount of outreach programs with schools, food banks and more. The club also appears to have supplied matchday tickets, run holiday camps and support other grassroots football clubs in the area. Alongside this, the monitoring plan details how the majority of the planned actions are on track and how this is expected to continue going forwards. The submitted information is considered to be sufficient to accord with the Section 106 agreement and to ensure the proposed football training grounds and the occupation of the site by Millwall Football Club will be a benefit to the local and wider community. The plan covers up to June 2025. It is robust and builds on the initial plans granted in June 2023. However, the economic development strategy is less advanced than the community benefit plan, as the latter is already active prior to commencement of the approved development under application of Mill's training ground. The economic strategy will require the construction of the development in order to be fully complete. The main aspect of the economic strategy today is aiming to provide training, work experience, volunteering opportunities and apprenticeships during the construction phase of the development. The initial direction and plans are considered sufficient. Conclusion: the details submitted in for the community benefit plan and economic development strategy are sufficient. It is therefore considered that Section 1 Clause 2 and Section 2 Clause 1 of the Section 106 legal agreement for Millwall's application can be discharged. Whee! And that was dated 13th of September, so nearly a month old, but I've just seen it today. So they got a permission, they got a tick, they got approval of what they were supposed to do, and this is the following letter that was sent to Mill's architects by Sevenoaks District Council. And you can see here it says again, it's been dated and signed. Sevenoaks District Council, as the district planning authority pursuant to powers in the above mentioned act and order, hereby approves the details described above in accordance with the application and plan submitted therewith. So there you go. But again, it says here for a training and academy facility for the following year. So don't panic that they haven't built anything yet. They had to do all of this stuff first, and once they do it, you know, we're gonna keep moving on and keep going. So don't panic. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.